hanging out for the live weekly Q&A. It's Wednesday. All day long I thought it was Tuesday, and then I'm like, oh yeah, the Q&A is today. And I should have remembered because we did a Pick Your Top Tax Return Top Tuesday yesterday. So I don't know if you missed that, but that was a lot of fun. I had 17 tops, and we sold 11 of them while we were live, and there was a couple people still on the phone that didn't quite get their specs in while I was live, but they were already on the phone. So we sold a couple more tops as well. Didn't quite sell out, but still was amazing and had a great time, which is always a lot of fun. So if you're new to the Q&As, what this is it's your opportunity to ask whatever you want to know. Maybe you have a build that you want to know, hey, what tone would you recommend? What finish would you recommend? You know, what's multi-scale all about? Whatever you want to know, this is your opportunity to ask me. You guys probably have noticed that I've been off of social media for a year and 4 months now. So I do not have an Instagram anymore. It's just deactivated. It's sitting there. I mean, obviously I could turn it back on if I want to. So this is your way to reach me. So anyway, I enjoy these weekly live Q&As, and it's definitely cool answering your guys' questions. Typically on these lives, I will have a deal of the hour, which that's this guy right here, and then a customer guitar. So I'm going to kick it off with the customer's guitar, and then I'll go right into my deal of the live. I shouldn't say hour. This is for Michael, and we had an estimated completion date on 4/24. Do you know why 4/24 is a very special day? That's Zach's birthday, my son. So pretty amazing. Zach and Lee McKinney, which I'm actually rocking the new Born of Osiris merch t-shirt. Lee McKinney and Zach share the same birthday, 10 years apart. So it's always great. It's a great day for me to celebrate my son's birthday and Lee's birthday. So this is Michael's guitar, and wow, look at that. Just about hit the other guitar. That would have been awesome. Could you imagine that? That's a beauty. Turn this thing around so you can check it out. Just a really nice, clean, put you over there. Nice, clean guitar. We have Fishman's in there. 6-string, looks like a 25.5-inch scale. Is it? It is. With the DC, this is one of the models. Actually, this is a neck through Aries. Damn, I didn't even notice the bevel because of the woods. Never mind. So 25.5-inch scale, Fishman's in there, chrome hardware, abalone cap knobs with the abalone diamonds, abalone logo. Good thinking there. There's some good specs. And I dig how there's no headstock overlay. That Purple Heart poking through there, you know, on the maple and Purple Heart 3-piece neck. Very classy looking. That Limba has so much character. I mean, look at the top. And then as you kind of turn it, you can see all the character on the side, and then the back. It's like, it's almost like two different pieces of wood. Got more of a white Limba there, and then the really dark, streaky black Limba. And what I really like about that is you look down, and it's like this 50-50 bar. You know, there's that kind of white Limba-esque, lighter Limba, and then the really dark striped Limba. So very cool. A really nice build. Tung oil neck. Looks like those look like just regular frets. But yeah, it's regular stainless frets, I should say, not regular frets. And then we have a thinner neck profile on there. Yes, it's STF. We have a 14-inch fretboard radius, mother of pearl inlays. So a really sick build there. Speaking of sick builds, I don't even remember what I priced this at. $2,600, did I say?
That's about right, because it priced out about $3,000.
Yeah, about $3,000. Yeah. So yeah, $2,600. This is a build that I put through as an extra, trying to keep up for you guys. This is a Delos 6-string 22 fret and a beautiful reverse Cali Burst on a Poplar top, Swamp Ash body, raw tone finish with the antique ash treatment, matching headstock on there, reverse GT, very classy. Got that Kiesel trim, Mark singles, my dad, Mark, it's his single coil pickups, a beryllium chrome covered pickup in the bridge, block inlays on a standard ebony board, 5-piece walnut maple neck, and I believe I put a thicker. Yes, I did put a thicker with a 10-inch fretboard radius, and again, 22 frets. An absolute tone machine, a very versatile guitar, and it's ready to ship out. I love just the way that looks, just so classy. Such a sick one. So if that's something you've been wanting, you can call my guys and grab an HSS with Mark singles. And again, the build was speccing out to around the $2,600 or $3,000 range, and it's priced at $2,600 before we take photos of it, put it online and all that. So giving you guys an opportunity to take advantage of it. And you know what? I didn't really talk about this. Look how deep that body contouring is. You can just see how thin that body gets there, giving you the ultimate comfort. It's just such a sexy guitar. So if you don't have a Delos, pick up that phone, call 858 Guitars and make this one yours. You know, I'm still so excited about Steph Carpenter playing Kiesel. That's just so amazing. We had him on the live. Just so awesome. I mean, such big news, such a inspirational player, such an amazing player, amazing human being. You know, he was such an inspiration for me and my band back in the day. We wanted to be like the Deftones, you know. That was our number one inspiration, and to be working with him in this capacity is amazing. So just so stoked on that. If you guys missed that announcement, Steph is still playing ESP guitars. He's just added Kiesels alongside his ESPs, so he's still endorsing them. He's been with them for nearly 30 years now, and he's added our guitars. So pretty awesome. Stoked on that. So what can I answer for you today?
Let's start this off with a question from Mr. Joe Brooks.
Oh, Joe Brooks, what happened to you, man? I thought we needed 5 more minutes yesterday.
Yeah, what happened, Joe?
Well, just kidding, Joe.
He says, have you ever done an Aqua Saber finish?
Aqua Saber. I don't know, Joe. I don't think I have. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember doing one.
Next question. Is this really live?
Nope, it's not really live.
A few people want to know what % of the in-stocks are returned customer guitars.
You know, there's not very many that will get returned. In general, we don't get very many returns. So typically the in-stock guitars are guitars that I will put through. For example, we could have someone ran this neck or ran the body and someone put the wrong code in one of the CNC machines and it ran the wrong inlays, or it ran a trim when the customer ordered a fixed bridge, or fill in the blank, right? And so they will give me the bodies and necks. And so first thing I do is I try to pair up something that makes sense, you know, a body and a neck together. I change the options from whatever the original options were, and then push that through, or I'll just put in fresh builds, you know, ground up builds. Because our custom shop is so diverse and so many options, there's times when, you know, things do get built incorrectly, and, you know, we catch it. Obviously, we better catch it before it ships out. And typically we catch it really early on, you know, well before it makes it to, you know, like the finishing stages, you know, where the finish would be put on it. Typically it's, you know, right after it pops out of the machine, it's like, oh shit. You know, you look at the tag, someone's sanding it, they look at the tag, they're like, hey, this was supposed to have neck pickup delete, or hey, it's got neck pickup delete, but we put a 5-way switch on it. It's like, son of a bitch, you know? So then they'll roll them out to me, and, you know, I'll work whatever magic I can to come up with something cool. This build in particular was not an extra neck. It was just something I put through, and I put it through, gosh, like 3 months ago, kind of to show another example of the reverse Cali burst that is doing really well. It's been really popular, and I think it's definitely a great look.
Tony is asking, what about NAMM this year, Jeff? Would like to hear your thoughts.
So we didn't go to NAMM, and I haven't really heard much talk about it, to be completely honest. A lot of people that, we know in the industry skipped the show. They didn't go. I've just heard in passing from, watching different YouTube stuff that the show is kind of a bust. I guess there was a few more companies there this year rather than last year, but I guess it's kind of a ghost town, and it's open to the public now. I mean, they couldn't open the show to the public before COVID because it was so packed. You couldn't have public there because, there was barely enough room just for people exhibiting and the musicians and the artists and, celebrities and stuff that would get passes for it. And now they're selling tickets, and it's, undersubscribed. So what does that kind of tell you? It kind of tells you that the show is, I hate to say it, but maybe on its way out. I mean, I don't know that for sure, and I'd hate to think that NAMM would be gone someday, but, we didn't go. A lot of other companies didn't go. I feel like we have the facility here to do our own awesome lives and bring you guys the, latest and greatest. So we don't really need the show. We don't sell the dealers. So there's, people are coming in the booth all the time like, hey, your booth is packed. These guitars are awesome. I want to buy these guitars. I want to sell them in my store. And sorry, I'm not interested. Well, hey, I'll guarantee you $2 million in sales. I've had 3 different people guarantee me that exact number, 2 million. I will buy $2 million in guitars from you per year. Like, I'm not interested. So when you look at it from that standpoint, it doesn't really make sense that we go to the show. And so what are we going to the show for? We're going to the show in years past because there are so many opportunities for us. Well, now the opportunities are fewer and far between because there's less people there. So it's a lot of money to spend. We spend over $100,000 going to that show, displaying there. Not to mention the lack of efficiency. We're building all those NAMM show guitars. Our focus is gone for, at least 1 week while we're there. And, I'm distracted for, a lot longer before that. I have to put all those builds in and then monitor them and babysit them and all that. So, am I going to miss going to the show if we don't ever go again? Yeah, I'll miss seeing you guys and hanging out and miss seeing, the family of artists we have. But will I miss the pain in the ass of getting everything ready, setting up the booth, tearing it down, getting sick as shit? Every year I get so sick from that show. It's like, I'm not going to miss that. But I will miss the kind of like the vibe and stuff. But I don't know. I'm not saying we're never going to go again, but I don't have any plans to go next year. So we didn't go this year or last year. So I don't know.
Next question is from Dennis. He's asking, why are Kiesel guitars not for sale in the Netherlands?
They are for sale. They're for sale worldwide on kieselguitars.com. You buy direct from us and it ships right to you. The advantage you have by doing that is you're not paying a distributor and a dealer markup. So for example, let's say you bought a $2,000 guitar from us. I can't sell it for any less. So even if a dealer or distributor wanted it, I'd have to sell it for $2,000. I don't have enough margin to lower the price to them. So they'd buy it for $2,000, just like you would buy it for $2,000. Then they're going to mark it up. So the distributor is going to mark it up at least $600, minimum of that, probably more. So that guitar becomes $2,600, and then he's going to sell it to the dealer. The dealer wants to make $600, $700, $800 on it. They're going to mark it up. So that guitar that you would buy for $2,000 from us, you're going to pay $3,600 around there from a dealer for that same guitar. So I'll just save all that markup go right direct to you. We ship via FedEx, worldwide shipping. Takes about 3 days to get there, and the only thing you're responsible for when the guitar shows up is your value added tax. So whatever tax your country charges, that's what you're responsible for. We're already going to charge you shipping, but you're going to pay the VAT tax.
Can you get the block inlays without the inlay on the first fret?
You cannot. No, sorry.
Can you get a Lyra without a pick guard?
No. Mm-mm.
Next question is from Francis. He's asking, can you do a paw print and block inlays together?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think it'll look very good. Sorry to kind of, tell you no on something, but if I don't think it's gonna look good, I don't want to put it out there. I'm sorry. I'm not saying your idea is bad. I just think it would look better with dots or rings. So if somebody wanted it with ring inlays, I could see adding rings to that. Would be really cool. And it could probably look even better than dots.
Could you guys make a 7-string version of the CS? You knocked it out of the park on mine.
I've had a few requests for a 7-string version, but not that many. If you guys recall, years ago, we had a 7-string carved top, and it got discontinued because we just didn't do enough of them. We sell more carved tops, the double cut, than we do single cut carved tops. So if we couldn't sell enough 7-string double cut carved tops, I really highly doubt we could sell enough single cut 7-string carved tops to justify a model. Before I forget, I want to talk about this past weekend. We went racing and we went up to Crow's Landing, and some of you guys may or may not know, we do a lot of racing, our family. And we go kind of all over the U.S. doing this. We have a lot of sponsors that help us out and make it possible. The reason why we have the sponsors is we've worked really hard to get where we are. We've had a lot of success, thankfully, and managed since I started autocrossing in 2002. I've pulled down 15 national championships. My wife has pulled down 13 national championships, and our son Zach has pulled down 3, and our daughter Kayla has pulled down 1. So we're sitting here at 32 national championships between the 4 of us. So it's pretty amazing. It's actually a record for SCCA history, and we have no intentions of slowing down or stopping anytime soon. So that's really awesome. We ran this past weekend, and Zach is driving with me now, and he did so awesome driving the car. He drove it the weekend or event before with me and did awesome at that too. On the second day, struggled a little bit on the first day, but both days he laid down really good times, and just so proud of him and how much he's progressed in this car. And I look forward to the rest of the year, seeing what that's going to bring. I know he's going to get faster and he's going to push me, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And people are asking me like, hey, are you going to be okay if he beats you? Guys, that's my job. My job is to, as a parent, is to make your kid better than you. So, or help him become better than you at whatever he's interested in. And thankfully he's interested in racing. So when the day comes that he beats me, especially at nationals, I'm going to be stoked. Will I be like, the competitor inside of me would be like, fuck, like you want to win, of course, but I would be so happy, and it would more than outdo any, not negative, but any like bummer feeling. I mean, I've won 15 times, national championships. This is the big boy racing, not the local events. I've done more than I've ever thought, and I've won driver of eminence, top packs at nationals, 9 pro solo championships, driver of the year in our local competitive region. I don't know how many times. When the time comes that he beats me, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. So I just want to give Zach a shout out. I just think it's so cool, and I'm so proud of him. And just seeing at how much better he's become in the car in a short period of time. I mean, he drove the car for what, Zach, about 3 months last year before nationals, because we were working on your F-Mod car, so you missed quite a few events. And then or maybe it was the year before at the end of nationals when we were swapping motors. You drove it. You drove.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, you drove it quite a bit, and then we got it kind of going, and then right after nationals, you've hopped back in the car. So I think you did like 5 events, kind of back to back in the car, and then since nationals, you've been in the car. So probably close to about a year in the car altogether. So it's really awesome, you know, to see how quickly he's adapted. So we're racing this weekend against each other again in the same car, so that'll be fun. And then we have spring nationals in Lincoln, Nebraska. And, you know, I know, you know, people have been concerned about me in the car, you know, showing up to events, and now they got another one of us to deal with. So, and I got to like kind of make some things a little more robust. We had some cooling issues this past weekend, and I told Zach, I'm like, the car's not used to having kind of 2 of me driving it. You know, if I have a co-driver, typically they're off pace by quite a bit. But, you know, Zach's right on my pace. So we're, you know, definitely needing to beef that up, the car.
All right, next question is from Paul. He's asking, what's the smoothest neck material? Love the porous woods, but don't love the feel.
I'm with you. I think the porous body woods are awesome. I really enjoy the textured feel on that. Like the raw tone finishes are amazing. But for a neck, I don't want any open grain is probably the better way of saying it rather than porous. But open grain, I don't like that. Limba can have some open grain tendencies to it, so I'm not really a fan. Mahogany can have some open grain. But I would say your best bet, walnut, maple, roasted maple, those are going to be your best combos from us. Purple Heart can be great as far as like streamers and things like that. It's a very dense wood, doesn't have the open feel to it. Probably the worst wood I've ever felt in my life for the openness is Wenge. Now, Wenge is a very strong wood. It's a great material for necks from the standpoint of stability. The problem I have with Wenge is the porosity. It's very open feeling, you know, open grain. And then also too, it's very, very heavy. So I don't like those 2 things about Wenge. I think it looks great and it's strong. Those are awesome things, but it's kind of over for me at that point because the feel just, and then they tend to smell really bad over time because it is an open grain wood, and, you know, dead skin, dirt, you know, gross stuff gets stuck in there and they just stink.
What body wood and finish do you think pairs the best with a Monster Burst finish?
Bodywood, definitely swamp ash, and I would get the Monster Burst front and rear. And then what was it, neck or fretboard? Was that what they asked? For neck, I would do a walnut with a Purple Heart accent, whether it's a 3, 5, or 7 piece. For fretboard, I'll just answer both. I don't know what it was, but fretboard, you know, Pale Moon Ebony looks awesome. Bird's Eye looks awesome. Roasted woods look awesome. It's kind of hard to go wrong. And I think the best wood for Monster Burst, the actual finish, is going to be flamed maple. Our most affordable option, but I think it looks the best.
It was bodywood / finish.
Gloss maybe. Yeah, you're talking about like top coat. Definitely gloss with Monster Burst.
Next question is from Andy. He says, I very recently put in a build for a blacked out HD6 and I'm super excited to get it. I was wondering if it was possible to get the HD model with fanned frets.
Oh, it's awesome, man. We don't offer that model as a multi-scale. You know, I think this is the first request I've ever had for one, to be honest. I've had some requests for the Delos, but not the headless Delos.
All right, what is multi-scale all about?
All right, let's see if I have one behind me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get up out of the chair. Monster Burst, baby. Here we go. So multi-scale is exactly what it sounds like. It's multiple scale lengths. Let me get this so I can kind of point. You can see how long the low string saddle is, you know, how far away it is compared to your high string. So if you open a piano and you look inside, all of your strings are at different lengths, giving you the optimum tension for that tuning. So what we've done, and a lot of companies do this, we're not anybody special as far as we didn't invent this, we didn't create this. I just feel like we've perfected it for our guitars and the use. And so what you end up with is on like a 7, you have a 25.5 from your nut to your saddle break. And then on your low, you have 27 on your B. So what you end up with is you end up with the frets at different angles to get the proper intonation on all of your strings. So it's kind of complex sounding, but it's really simple. Now, the thing is with multi-scale, and why I think ours are so awesome, we did a lot of testing. There's companies that will fan more, meaning the spread between your high and low string. Some companies will go 3 inches, 3.5, 4 inches. They do crazy amounts. And we go 1.5 inches. We go from 25.5 to 27 on a 7 string. So that's part of it, right? Is how much spread you're going to have between your high string and low string. And then the other one is, where do you put that parallel fret? The fret that's totally straight, that doesn't have any angle to it. That's also a very critical thing. There's a lot of companies that will put it at the 12th. We put ours at the 9th. If you put it at the 12th here and that's straight, what ends up happening is you have so much angle down here, it makes it really hard to play. If you take this and move it too far forward, you have too much fan, too much angle up top. So all of our testing showed that on the 9th fret was going to be the most comfortable. And that's this Monster Burst A2.
Is the thinner neck profile similar to the ESP Thin U?
You know, I'm not familiar with the ESP line, to be completely honest. I don't know.
Hi, Jeff. Have you started the swirls?
I have started the swirls.
Somebody said that they ordered an HK and was wondering what the point of having a guitar with a headstock. Is it for... Hold on, I'm still scrolling. I'm just going off memory. Oh, shoot. Where is it? Yeah, we'll go with that for right now.
So you ordered an HK and you're wondering why a guitar would have a headstock.
Well, like why people would want it.
Would
like,
still want a headstock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got different things. Some people really love the headless. Some people really enjoy having a traditional guitar with a headstock. No one's wrong, you know, and that's why we make both, you know, to really give people options. It's like bolt on and neck through. One's not better than the other. One's better for you, and something else is better for someone else. And that's why we offer multiple constructions, multiple, you know, models, shapes, fill in the blank, you know.
Next question is from David. He says, how much would that Monster Burst A2 cost? I love it.
I don't know, to be honest. That's a upgraded flame maple top. It's going to be a master grade top. You know, Monster Burst is I think it's a $600 finish. Pale Moon fretboard. So just kind of doing some quick math. You got 6, 9, upgraded top. Maybe an extra, I think 5. So that's 1,400. 3-piece body. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that guitar, I'm guessing, is probably around 3,200 to 3,600 range, right in that ballpark. But thank you.
Can the payment plan stretch out more than 3 payments, say like 5 or 7 installments?
We don't have a payment plan. We have a Kiesel card, but we don't have a payment plan. So I don't know what you're referring to on payment plan. So the Kiesel card allows you to buy and purchase the instrument. It goes right to you, ships right to you, and then just like a credit card, you make a payment on that. It's a credit card payment. So you can take as many payments as you need to pay it off as long as you're paying the minimum, just like any credit card. We don't have like, you know, a firm or these other companies that have like, kind of pay as you go. We don't have that.
All right, this will be the last question. It's from Andy. He's asking, do you prefer a Richlite or ebony fingerboard?
I'm going to go ebony. Richlite is really cool from the standpoint of it doesn't really change as far as fretboard shrinkage, where ebony can. Keep in mind, having a guitar shop, if I had something I could just, that had some fret sprout, I could bring it in and have my guys dial it in. But I do like to use, natural products, wood products, as opposed to man-made in any place I possibly can. Anytime I can get rid of either plastic on the guitar, or I can get rid of, another man-made product, I would always go with Mother Nature, just because you have more uniqueness to it. And I really like the way ebony looks. I like seeing the grain. I like the way it feels. But Richlite is a great option, and that's why we offer both. And some people really just want a pure black fretboard. And in some cases, I would probably actually pick a Richlite board if I wanted like a KRG build, Kiesel Racing Green, with Kiesel Racing Green inlays, logo, all that. Did black hardware, black pole pieces on the pickup, and I'd probably do a Richlite board in that case. But that's it. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. Stoked to be here with you guys this week, and I guess we'll see you guys next week.